Oh, beautiful fellow human beings. I am really down to it, but gonna see if I can find a listing for most overnight. Green Hackle. I know Hairline has a storefront on Amazon, unfortunately. Oh, no. Chartreuse. I mean, I could try it. Ooh, only one left for 12. But free shipping. I did need a green bucktail. Forest green, there she was. Sweet. Guess I'll put away my rain jacket. Just gonna get a rain jacket and a parallel ruler. And I think I finally found some shorts that I want. Alright, first I'll just do this real quick. Make sure I don't accidentally hit prime. Right on. I kept forgetting to get that. I also picked up more of these because the two I had left were completely chewed up and they're a little sentimental now. So these, I'm hoping will be ideal. I have the medium ones for the bait caster. None of the shops local to me have the bobbers or the floats that you put water in. They have the clear floats over at Tuppence, but these have some lead on it, so be able to throw some really light things with it and could just put a really long leader on it. The rod itself is pretty long, and there's that. So I'm gonna use those. And anything else? Oh yeah, I did get some organizers too with the drawers. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put in them. And these are on sale right now at Walmart for like 75 cents. They had like boxes full of them, but I have a binder at the other where I'm storing stuff, and I'm gonna use these for hooks. So could have you know, all the different hook shapes each in this and put them in a binder. So I will also have a hook binder. Mine won't be as infamous though as the fly smiths, but not really sure what direction to tie in because I'll have chartreuse feathers. And I don't really want to tie the blue runners, I'll be honest. So I was looking for something different. And also the jig hooks, got some small jigs finally and beads to make the perdigons. Because I know I'm going to have a good time tying those. They're like little jewels. Little wish granters. Let me pull up the Shark is a little nearsighted. Start the stream, honestly. I totally forgot to put the mic on. Maybe I should restart it. I'm gonna do, no, maybe not. I'm gonna do that actually. Whoops. I shall return, beautiful fellow human beings. Hey, Mike. Pretty good. I'm gonna restart this stream so it's like uniform or what have you. Welcome to Fish Tackle, home of the good fish. I love that love. There needs to be just more. I've been looking into the local fishing stuff here because there is a ton, but it's a lot of offshore, you know. And right now I'm shore bound. Hey Francis, or Francois, my bad. De La Rosa. Oh, much appreciated. Very much likewise. Then maybe I should just keep it on. And I feel like I could get one more. The other ones I'm not getting rid of or wasting any of the feathers. I just use them for other things one day. And long hackle and stuff like that. But until I know how to really manipulate feathers and you know, become a fender bender myself, which, did I say fender bender or did I say feather bender? I think that's a channel, a really good one too. There's a book which just reminded me of the feather mechanic that, man, I want a copy. Every now and then I'll find it, like, but you know, the author, it's a new book, so I'm gonna try to get it just like new from the storefront. So technically on before midnight. That's good. Alright, so I did get more 2/0 hooks because I was out of them. I guess down to the last. Ow. This chair is like sandpaper. It drives me nuts. Oh. Oops. I'm not sure what I should use these drawers for. I do like to keep the feathers and stuff like more airtight. It is Florida, and I'm not too sure what chomps on what. Bend feathers, like I have a hair straightener somewhere, and I keep meaning to try it now that I have hackle shackles. Before I didn't have any. I lost these, which now I have the Flysmith, the second version of the hackle shackles. Real nice. You don't slip. These are rounds. And then if it's like an odd feather, I did get some I do have some with rubber on it, which helps. One thing I do want to get is a thing of Plasti Dip. It's I'm sure a lot of y'all know what it is, but like wrenches and that kind of handled tools, you could dip like the handle in it if the things come off or if they're older and don't have rubber grips. Plasti Dip. I've been meaning to get it because when I used to make a lot of wire jewelry. I usually use these pliers that are rounds, like the tip of them are round, like a cone. And even if they're the smoothest metal, they still leave marks in it, so you could use Plasti Dip to coat the tips of them. Tackle or hackle shit. Evening Parrot Head. Every day Jimmy Buffett is missed from these lands. That's like the, I feel like, common goal of many Floridians. Never seen a picture of that dude look down, not once. So, I'm not gonna do the blue runner. Like, I'm not gonna try that because the blue is just, I'm gonna hold off until I have a better idea. But a lot of the shoreline fish are like white, gray, yellow, pink. And I have this Senyo's laser yarn here I've been wanting to use for a head. So maybe it's not the best to start with. I mean, I'll never know, I guess, if I don't try. So, why would you ever design a bottle like this? Especially a bottle that you're dipping, like, you're going in and out of it, you know? I hate to say it. I know you can make a block and extrude some foam from a giant chunk so it holds your glue so it doesn't tip, but every glue bottle is designed to spill. There may be a conspiracy here. Just saying. Better dig out some better feathers. Oh, I could do something with foam. I haven't really... The only shitty thing about fly tying really is only being able to tie one thing at a time. And often being paralyzed by not knowing what to tie. Oh yeah. One. Right on the fluff. Oh yeah, but what if the fluff you don't? That looks a little long. I also want to tie some of those high ties again. Oh, those are going to be long. But I got these hooks for it instead of the 3407s. Hey, Coffee Enjoyer. Evening Run. Yeah. Yeah, I really used to go on, like, well, I can't really say used to because I'll keep study for and like get a pattern and then fall off of it completely. But ideally, I would go on at probably like 9, maybe even 10. But another thing is I watched the Ties Fly streams, and That's at 9. Which really I can have it just playing it in my ear and maybe. I just need 2 feathers that are like, that just get along even a little bit. Ooh. Wow. That is surprisingly nice. It feels like an angel wing. And then got into the habit of waiting until everyone was asleep, because for the last year, really, especially when my dad was still here, and like going through I was here for 5-6 months straight, and I got really back into in the middle of the night streaming, and then same thing when I was out in the swamp, because then I don't have to like worry about it. Can't control your environment most of the time, so. And I can't see myself being someone like, shut up, I'm streaming, or something. But before, if I didn't stream in the middle of the night, oh my gosh, I would have had to, like, edit the streams or somehow. Very chaotic here. So maybe. Is this the schlap? I'm really screwed up with these feathers. I try to keep them organized, but sometimes. I'm just gonna leave those in here for now. I think that's schlap now. So I want to do gray, and then like yellow and pink highlights. I also have some pink ostrich curl that I'll use for those pink headlights. This gray is really nice. Reminds me of Boston Harbor for some reason. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess it did. I mean, why did that word come out? I have been looking at man, if I lived in Boston or any any of the colonies, I would just be metal detecting all day, every day. I do live on a tourist beach, and I don't metal detect every day, but that's gonna change. I can't get this one to work. That's the one that I grew up using, but I can't get it to work. And trying to find one online is not the easiest either. I'm gonna change thread. Let's see. Better. Hey, Traveler Flies. Maybe white. Maybe pink. Maybe white. Finally got some bobbins in a lot. 2 of them are a little unusable for a regular spool. They've been affected, so the original owner was probably using them for, you know, different spool. Then I was wondering, and then, I don't know why I'm saying then, it's not like these thoughts are in order, but I was also wondering about the GSP for these high ties. I gotta grab it. But I could do nail polish on the bottom. So I was thinking there's a lot of exposed thread, and I wasn't sure then, like, would GSP be ideal because of all of the small fibers, or the, like, kind of braided rope spiral thread. Wax is really a game changer. Speaking of game changers, I had an idea. Oh, can you use soft hackle for game changers? I was wondering about that. I was trying to think of, I can't pick a brush or a game changer brush for the life of me. Am I doing this? Yeah. There's some exquisite brushes on the market. Then I was just looking for an EP brush maker, which I've made exactly one before and it didn't go very well. And I just used the method of a nail on a piece of wood. But Casters does have a cute little wooden box that looks pretty handy to have, and it's only 50 bucks. And when I say only 50 bucks, like, the more that, like, is in front of me that I want to do, like, the more I'm trying to kind of itemize, like, the stuff that, like, has to get done before anything gets done. And time is really a hard thing to try to keep shuffling around. Also got some plain white t-shirts. They didn't have v-necks, but they're cotton, so happy chappy. Oops. I'm gonna zoom in on them here though. So hope everyone is having a golden evening that I could see. Samu Bobo! Hope your night's evening. I mean, I hope your night's evening. I've discovered, well, I don't know actually, but I've discovered like that at least I'd have a little bit easier time with a smaller hump, like pump. I was going a little bit too overboard with that. Oop. I actually do have an Amazon wish list. I haven't looked at it in months. I think it's probably still like camping stuff. Which slowly blasting through it. Still looking for a tent. I really like the 4-person night cat tents. Because I do want a small like cocoon tent. But I do want something a little larger because, you know, I'm born and raised Southeast Florida. So anytime like I'm going to set up a structure, I like having it so more people could fit in it. Because even if you go to the beach alone or something, like, and it starts raining, you can always come in here and also help me hold it down. Camping is top tier. If I could just camp every single day and not have items. It says a stain on it, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I really there's a spot in Riviera down the street from here. Wait, hold on. I hate having a fried brain too. Okay, screw it. I like the fluff when it is on the side. It fills it out nice. There's a spot in Riviera called Peanut Islands on one of Raymond's stream. He actually popped it up for a second, and it's small. It's a little bump in the water on a sandbar, but that area's original Coast Guard station is there, as well as a presidential bunker 20 feet under the sand. It's small, but it's interesting, and that's where I want to camp. It's very cheap. It's actually one of the cheapest places to camp in the area, and I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I just gotta do it. Unfortunately, sometimes I have a habit of there's just so many things that I want to do that would be a lot better in like a huge group of people. And most of my friend groups dissipated, but they weren't necessarily like camping people to begin with, most of them. In high school, yeah, we camped pretty much. But that's like 94, 96 years ago. So, and there's always been a very small amount of campgrounds in this area, but man, I want to camp on the ocean so I could have 24-hour fishing. Could figure out what tides to focus on, and not only that, there is a, okay, where is it? If I were that notebook, I don't know why I keep moving stuff. I'm still trying to get comfortable here, because I'm not sure how long I'm going to be here or anything like that. Let me think. Like, I'm sure I'll be here for a few years, but I like to people that I know personally think my head is in the clouds, but every single like long-term plan I stick to. They're just not the best plans. But boy, do I have the best one currently. Oh yeah. And well, anyways, I have it printed out, but I'm not sure what I did with the binder. That's an awfully big stack of notebooks to just... I hate when that happens when you lose something big, because I know it's like great. Anyways. Is it in there? Yeah. So it's small, but it's... So the inlet, Porta Palm Beach, or Lake Worth Inlet, is right there, and so on the east side of the beach, you're directly facing the inlet, the entrance, and it gets the deepest there because the Porta Palm Beach is right there. So not the biggest cruise ships, but cruise ships go through, so there's a turning basin. And it gets the deepest. And I can imagine, here, use my brain. Peanut Island, Inlet, Porta Palm Beach, somewhere. And is it on this one? Right here is the Blue Heron Bridge, and that's where really good swimming is. You can see things that you'd have to go all the way offshore to see in reef, right there under that bridge. I haven't seen an octopus yet, but I've seen seahorse, tons of starfish. And if you see also, let me find one. This symbol, the line with the 3 lines going through it, are wrecks. So there's tons of structure, and it's super shallow. This is what the boat will be for, because from my place, there's a boat dock right down the street, and you just go south. It's right there. It's like 20 minutes away. And there's like different levels of brackishness. So ideally, it would be sweet to drop a few crab pots, and then you go to that area where the inlet is, and that inlet is way bigger than Boynton Inlet, so have a little bit more balls like going out of it. I don't think I could take on Boynton Inlet for a long time. So like really, it just takes one wave to like really screw up your day. And the Port of Palm Beach, right offshore there is like a really, really hot spot for blackfin tuna. The pictures, if you see the local like Palm Beach fishing groups, it's astounding. It's incredible. And right now the mullet run is happening, so I'm trying to learn more about that, because that's something I've heard my entire life, and you'll see people like stoked on it, and like, you know, you just have to, you could stand next to water this time of year and someone will ask if you were standing there because of the mullet run. So it's a pretty big deal. 96 years ago. Mhm. Mhm. Got a boat. My dad's boat. He passed 2 weeks ago, and he like his only thing is he wanted to get back going, and his back really couldn't handle the boat anymore, but he wanted to get going because that's unlimited fish, not unlimited free fish, because you gotta like fill it with gas, and you know what boat stands for, break out another 1,000. But my goal is to create a communal spot in the back that could benefit people that want to like work together in any form of way for food reasons, and pastime. Like I love fishing alone, but I can't get it out of my mind that what joy like it would be to go with a group, like, and like actively find spots. And I mean, there's loads of spots near me, and it's just really hard to plan and like find someone. And everybody fishes a different way, which I don't really care. I don't know much on anyway, so like I'm fine fishing anyway. I'm learning how to. It's a life cycle of the mosquito. Rick Bob Holy Trucks. I would brutally appreciate that. I don't know if you're on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And I do put, I get a lot of eBay lots, so I do put the extras aside. And I do have extra packs of fluorescent tow, which I think is like bug yarn. And totally forgot I started this already, Jesus. Fluorescent tow, and pretty soon a bunch of little packets of golden pheasant tippets. Still can't believe that score. It's like 20 bucks. If I find something on eBay, unless it's like a an undeniable score, but if I'm looking for something specific, I will put an alert on it. So if someone posts an item, I get alerted that matches that search. And if I find something I like at first, the seller will often offer a discount, like within hours. And then with the few bucks that you save, you could then use some girl math to get you a book, because they're like $3 on eBay. Like the tackle making book that I received infinite knowledge from was like $4. It's like $3.58 or $3.98 or something. Here, let me zoom in. And I got this pheasant feather here. And this is the only time I've ever seen a tip on one. They're usually cut off, so I'm not sure if this is a center tail or a side tail. I'm not sure. I cracked one off, and I really want to make grubs. The last thing that I need is a center tail. But I can't find any fibers that make those little arms well enough that I have currently. Keep meaning to look it up, like what else there is. Musky fly? Here, let me look that up. Are they like pike flies? Because I haven't tied any pike flies yet, but they're my all-time favorite to look at. Huge. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, those hollow flies are... Oh yeah, so pretty much. Big old... Oh man, that's beautiful. See, like this shape, like these like different ways to achieve a wide, blunt head. That is... Ooh. Yeah, that's paradise. Quail? Let me look up quail feathers. Oh, wow. Quail. Is pheasant quail? Or are they different? Please excuse my ignorance. Quail. Gosh. The golden pheasant is just the craziest looking bird. Looks like a coloring book. Oh. Yeah, I don't know too much about quail or pheasant. Any bird, really. Any specific bird. I really like some of the, I guess, I don't know how you would say, but like how much you learn in fly tying that has nothing to do with fish. Between insects and birds, it's pretty astounding. And other animals, like different peccary. This light. Crow feathers. Yeah, I didn't know blue jay feathers were a huge no-no. Shoot, I don't know what color to use for the back. I guess white and like this Eastery yellow. And then, shoot. Okay, maybe white on top. No. Oh, shoot. Maybe just white, and then the bottom will be the yellow, and then for this one, it'll just mainly be the flash that does the heavy lifting. And this first little bunch of bucktail, I've been seeing as like a ramp for the flash. And there is a few bits of that brown in it. I don't mind. This one I'm trying to make a little splotchy anyway. Oh. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Let me get some of this on the sides first. This ostrich herl. Just for a whisper of pink, y'all. Guess I don't. It takes a long time for me to tie a fly because I have no idea what I'm doing. also just trying to come up with things as I go. And then find a pattern I like to try to learn. I have to ask my body when. I hate being shy so freaking much. But it's like, I'm either like shy or I sound thirsty. There's like no in between. I hate it. So, for lack of better terms. It's one of those things. But, I mean, I do ask people to go fishing that I know personally, but it's just like a short conversation and then nothing happens. Or my favorite, when I will wait for whatever date to come around and talk about it a lot. And like, should I bring this, and whatever? And then they'll say, oh, I forgot about that. And it was the same for my dad. Like, he used to make plans with his friends, and then they'd bail last minute, and then he'd be like, damn it, and then he'd call me. Because I'd always say yes, and it would instantly come. And I do not discriminate. My way of understanding the, like, yeah, I'm shy or whatever, and like, but that doesn't like stop me from anything per se. Like, I mean, I wouldn't send food back at a restaurant probably, but I just like ram through the awkwardness, I guess, and try to be gracious about it. But yeah, I also know like people just don't have time, so that should be good, honestly. And now, my area used to be pretty dang affordable to come out of town. And some people haven't seen it in like over a decade, and probably will never, unless something gives. Okay. Now for some flash. I also couldn't not get this in silver. This stuff is incredible. I'm sure a lot of brands have their version of this, and this could be like ripped off of an original version. I never know where the origin of stuff is, but even just a little right now. I know some people say like don't use gold with silver, but why? Because the gold kind of acts like almost like a yellowish orange. Some of these rainbow scaled fish. And you can't really tell, but it's such a jittery, like, it's a jittery refraction. It's nice. Like, the reflection itself has its, like, super liveliness about it. Oop, shoot. Forgot. Forgot I got those storage bins. Here, let me look at comments. I was thinking about using the, ooh, that'll be perfect, the boxes for flash and stuff. It's just, they're a little deep. I kind of like them in a shallow storage bin, so they don't get all knotted up, because I want to use the storage bins for stuff that I use a lot, like, and change them between colors a lot, as far as the larger, bulkier materials, like bucktail. Workflow is something that, like, I've always had really poor management in, and I do try to learn from others' workspaces, even if it's a totally related. Like, I really miss the watch repair guy. He's an older guy. Looks like just mythical, I guess. But he was a wealth of knowledge, and I would just go in and sit in there and look at watch parts and stuff. It was right next door to my old apartment, and I like going into any small businesses or local businesses or ones that spend there forever. Find some gems. And a lot of those, like, places that were around for a long time before they shut. The owners were always very eccentric, and I'm not exaggerating. I really like people that know their shit, like, whatever it is. I don't care if it's bricks, like, I really don't care. I don't care if it's clothes or whatever. And they like talking about it a lot, and maybe they don't get to talk about it a lot, so, like, it pours out. Well, my hard-to-focus mind really agrees with that, so I can hear people ramble for a long time, especially if I'm at my desk. Just, like, interesting. Wow, look at that. It's like plantain grass, the ones that have the fibers inside. There's a certain variety of plantain or plantago weed, not like the banana plantain or banana-like thing. Pretty good crunchy cracker. Are you a Floridian by chance? Let me get some holographic on the side. Oop. And it'd be sick too to like start a business where, because I also want to carry other people's tackle at my little stand. And I guess I'll just like buy it, or I don't know, I guess message them. I have a lot to learn how that works. Excuse my ignorance. It's a shame-free area of the world. But I really, variety is really just to have an excuse for RV to exist from happily. Because ideally, maybe like yearly, like go down to the Keys or something and then go up to Georgia, wherever the closest place for gold is. I gotta do that once. Gold panning looks like one of the greatest times on planet Earth. Anything that's like hours of focus, but like kind of repetition, really cathartic, especially outside, and gold panning next to water. And there's not just gold, there's also like aquamarine and that'd be cool to find ant garnets. Everyday life gets shorter, and I'm like, shit, am I ever gonna find ant garnets? I gotta get on that. And stop caring that I don't know anybody personally that also wants to find ant garnet. I love when like some stuff peeks through while wrapping and it looks almost like a gemstone. That's a total mess, but that's alright. It's an experiment. Ramble. Yeah, rambling is good. I don't like, I don't know, like in a social setting and you get to like rambling and idea exchanging, and, like someone has to like be like, can you calm down or something? No! Disappear forever instead. But yeah, it would be nice to, I mean, one of the first things that I started noticing when people weren't getting out of isolation mode, I was wondering like when it was gonna hit everybody, which I feel like it is now. And I feel like what woke everyone up is the prices of things. Because I feel like people could have got lost in isolation mode forever and hardly even remember what it was like to see a show or sit in a library. But can't afford to, isolate from the world anymore. There's like an actual awakening. It's pretty intense to see, and so many different types of people. Every day on YouTube I pass by another video of someone saying something isn't right, everything is off, the world is different, people have changed, and like they're all recent. And yeah, there's a lot of people have been saying that for a while, but I'm saying like broadly population wise. Oh, is Victoria talking about using calf tail for the bottom? Because I cannot stand one bit doing the bucktail on the bottom, because for some reason the oh, that's soft. Proportions are always really off. Okay. Yeah, I want to make that garage for anyone who wants to come to this area to fish. Got pretty immaculate fishing. And it was a really cheap, affordable area for the longest time. But it has been taken over post-pandemic. Yeah, people have changed. It's the circle jerks, I think. There's too many circles. My whole life I've tried and like echo chamber and tunnel vision and sleeper cells. But my whole life I made it a huge point to talk to a lot of different types of people. And when I was younger, my first question I would ask someone that I deemed like just interesting, I guess, in some way, which I deem every single human being interesting without exaggeration. This is all stuff you realize like existing for a while, like what you actually appreciate and stuff, and what you've always spent time. Anyway, because I don't know, I'd rather have a bunch of different ways to think than like think about one way of thinking with people. Because then when you deviate from that, Jesus Christ, those people turn on you in 2 seconds. I'd rather like be talking, even if it's like a sensitive subject about like religion, I'd rather be talking to someone and like, and I'm like, and I believe this, and then we're all gonna be this. And then I'd rather someone be like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen or heard. I believe this. I don't know what it is. I don't like mental gymnastics one bit, you know. Not, I mean, riddles maybe are fine, but, you know, but I'm not that into trying to figure out what other people think. I'm always, and I'm like, I can't control other people, can't do anything. So I don't spend much time in those departments. And then like also learn a bunch of things I would have never known. Like I didn't know Japan dry existed. That stuff that you could mix with stuff to make it dry faster. I didn't know iron oxide existed. The fuck? Didn't know you can mix it with mortar either. Let's see. I really want that fluorescent cerise, but I put a huge buffer in between my shopping for supplies. Because it is important, but it's also very expansive, and I try to tame myself. And find websites with free shipping. Which, for really, really, really incredible engineered supplies by Brian Flysmith himself. Flysmith, the threads, everything. The scissors are everything. Hackle shackles, the wax. Very, oh, curated and a small shop. So sometimes, you know, you might need like a bunch of stuff. Like, and Casters is where I get everything else. And Casters is free shipping over 20 bucks, which pretty dang unheard of. And right now, I'm between so many things, I'm just doing resale at 0 like energy levels. So, oh shoot, there goes my chat. Hey, Coffee Drawer, I appreciate that. Bass fishing, yes, please. Yeah, one-to-one style pages. I'm glad that I have found the corner of the internet that like, because there's not a lot that I've bought into for a long time, and it's been a huge disappointment. Seeing so many people that like immediately pulled out their wallets to buy into everything and constantly, and then like completely destroy friendships, families, and all that. But the like sleeper cell shit, one wrong look, one wrong thing you say, and like you're gonna get shot or like your head like beat in. That's the scary, like, and I always said, like, when I used to talk about occult stuff a lot, like, especially with friends, and they'd be like, this is like, why even waste time like going through blah blah blah, it's such a waste of time, this or that. I'm like, just because like I look into something or like try to study something doesn't, you don't have to believe something. It matters, like, it doesn't matter if you believe something, it matters if other people do, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't believe in human sacrifice, it doesn't matter, people do, and therefore it occurs. And yeah, it's terrifying. All I can think of is the ocean. Like, I'm not trying to say that to be poetic or like to play a character or what. I started this room doing craft, or I started this channel doing like crafts and like reviews of colored pencils, even though I can't draw for shit. And because like, also I've been like kind of a super kept to myself person. I like going out to like little local art shows and like that kind of thing, the beach, regular, you know, stuff for this area. And but for the most part, pretty kept to myself. But man, I've been watching this from afar for the last few years. And on top of that, it doesn't help that since I was in middle school, I used to use the school computers to look up freaking Prison Planet and so InfoWars. And then anybody who has is like probably just shitting themselves at all time. There's no way to say it. All I could see is the ocean though. I'm not even looking for a cruise ship cruise. I'm looking for a cargo ship cruise. Like, I keep trying to tell my friend that, and he keeps sending me like cruise ship links. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about. I'm. If I hear like, I'm not. Cruise ships, I'd love to go on one, but I'm trying to find the cart. There's none in this area, Tampa. But man, if you haven't seen the cruise ships on freighters, it's essentially a room to think in, and all you hear is like the groaning metal and the waves like slamming like cement. Like, it doesn't matter how hard someone finds it to focus. I feel like that would be a centering experience. And I do want to go on cruises. This seems really fun, honestly, but so much is like happening in the world. It is just, man, it's the wrong time for the world to fall apart is all I can say. I have to get better at wording it and not going into 50 different directions, because and like the blame game is so exhausting. I instantly like, and I'm not saying I haven't I'm trying to turn this phone back on, so I haven't seen comments. I'm not saying anybody, but like blaming this person, that person, it just, then it turns into an argument. I have definitely given up on all that. Like, good 2 years ago, and last year 100%. And I wanted something that I knew I could do for the rest of my life and be absolutely happy doing it. And yeah, I complain a little bit about fishing alone, and I haven't gotten out yet. I'm so dead tired in the day that I just haven't really got the inspiration to leave the door. But you know, fishing you can do anywhere. It's food acquisition at the end of the day. It keeps your mind and body well conjoined. It's the best. Yes! Parrothead, holy shit! I couldn't get over that. I'm like, hell yeah! I'm finally at the age where like my childhood bands are playing on cruise ships, which, you know, it was just a joke when I was saying that. I've never seen like a band that I would want to see like playing on a cruise ship. I honestly hope that catches on, because when I was younger, I wasn't too into the idea of cruise ships, because you can't like be near the water or like obviously swim or anything. But yeah. The older I get, the more I want to go on a cruise. Start gambling and shit. No, I'm just kidding. Start falling for internet scams. Sorry, that was insensitive. I'm trying to think if I should do. I might just do one on the bottom. Alright, so that looks good. I just want to take some out. A little thick. Yeah, but I found some people down to look at the boat and stuff like that. So, getting ready to sell this rusted Harley just for parts. That's back here. Help take care of a little bit of the boat, because you know they're offering like to help me get it back going. Well, obviously I would pay for parts, but they're just offering for free. But I don't want that, unless like they'll take payment in the form of a spare key. Because life is really short, you know what I mean? And like I've had, you know, life experience. I know myself pretty well. I'm a really damn loyal person. So I really want to put more of an effort into taking care of anybody who's near. Yeah, it's probably some shit from not being able to help my dad or something, but you know what? Life is really short, and just, yeah, if there's not going to be any chill spots around here, I'll just turn the backyard into one again. I live in a very social area that it's gotten a lot quieter with all the new people that moved in from California, probably other places, Texas too. They're doing it here now. It's alright. I'm not too much a fan of the color combination yet. Catch a gator. I wouldn't mind, like, I'd feel really bad and stuff because I really love those gators. But there is so much that I want to try, and I'm not too sure how to, like, prepare it or anything like that. I'm going to put one more small clump in the front. I think I'm going to lead weight or lead eyes. Because now I'm also trying to figure out something for my mom to get into. Because, you know, she's pretty much the only family I have left, and pretty dang, for someone who has no family, family left, and a lot of, you know, early passings and that kind of thing, but really family oriented, so I'm trying to figure out like a direction for my mom, give her some life fulfillment. And I'm not stoked on this placement, but I have an idea. Oh. I saw the craft is back. Well, I don't know if he's back, but like pop back. I need to also get off my freaking ass to paint some eyes. I am in severe lack of inspiration. I'll put 2 more of these left. That'll be fine. This hairline or waspy. I think they're hairline. Comme ça. Deli shoes? Oh, yeah. I don't know why, because Oh! The catfish guy! Yeah! Well, like a lot of types of fish. I love that dude. I'm gonna show you how to cook, like, clean, yeah. I love those channels with a passion. Those are the kind of, people I wish I knew in real life. I would gladly clean guts and all kinds of gnarly shit just for information. I hate learning shit online. I could have done a better job, but now I feel... Yeah, okay. No. My mind has been changed. Ah, son of a snatch. Ooh, I gotta post the video of Sailfish Marina underneath the docks. Huge, huge jack and stuff. Aye! It's about time. Some of these stick-on eyes on this. I like these tie backs with the material because then it gives like a nice landing spot for that. I think I should try blue in the front. Just a totally screw it fly. Crustaceans. Yeah. I need to get some. Oh, I need to message Brian from Ties Flies. He said he has like a ton of them. And maybe he's down to sell a few packs. Because I do like... So, if anybody has any EP brush recommendations, they're so gorgeous. Like instant bait fish. You know something? I like it. I'll use the blue. I think I went a little too heavy on the gray. Here, let me brush it a little bit. Find the brush. Sure. Much better. I guess I'll just have kind of an open area. Cotton candy. I really like the colors. This flash went perfect with it. Butterfly Princess Barbie flash. I had like a McDonald's toy or something. It was like, looks like that, or looked like that. Which I have a few streams that I want to do. I have baseball cards, coins, and I do have some magic cards left. Not many from the 90s, but I have 2 unopened Sailor Moon decks, too, some comics. We're here in the garage. I haven't been back there in a few days. It's distressing. I'm about to just like get a few 6-packs and just find people on the side of the street to keep me company. Oh, I just cannot. Tied some mighty fine flies, avoiding this reality, for sure. For once, there's like extra room up there. So for the eyes, I really like the eyes on these because they have such a perfect little landing spot for them. Not sure what kinds to use. Ooh, I like that color combination. Get a picture. Good enough. I also want to show y'all the rod my friend just built. Okay. It's like rainbow kaleidoscope. Oh, I have to show him that. Alright. Almost forgot to take a picture of that. The male side of the shore rod. Yeah, look at this. Hello. Isn't that nuts? And the, let's see, it's loading. Yeah, man. Incredible work. Also did American flag. American flags going down, just the braid. Got some chicken shite legs. I haven't been like doing much. Catatonic. Not cat or whatever. Anyway. It's not loading. But yeah, it's a Gulfstream Customs here in Southeast Florida. And they could build anything. Fly rods. Why isn't this? wish this dude would make a YouTube channel. Like, casually, I mean, the rods are like insane. The work that is in it. And, like, casually a freaking master chef and rope artist. Man, I love this color combination. The Senyos goes right into the bucktail, like, really nice. Alright. Are red too big? Red would be kind of cool. Can I use Sally Hansen's to varnish the eye? I wonder. Beautiful rod for real. Oh, this is them. Keep meaning to. Oh, it's mirrored. It's this, but backwards. Gulfstream custom rods. Exquisite. I'm hoping to one day, like, at least get some B-roll to make a video. That would be top tier. Even just to see in person. Even just to see a handmade rod in person. The work is just incredible. And I'm hoping to introduce y'all to a really old friend. Well, you know, just known for a long time. And big fan of his work. Big fan. Yeah. His shop is right down the street too. I keep meaning to go down for some shavings. I use his metal shavings in my resin jewelry instead of glitter in that. And I'm real stoked to see that rod blew me away. Yeah, Randy. And he does have an Instagram. Is it Golf? Aaron B561. Easily one of the most casually interesting people in the state. I'm really shy and all that. I say that all the time. Sorry, but the people that I know are just like I've always been blown away by the people I know, like personally. Like that's why I can't name many celebrities, because why would I need to look elsewhere for divine inspiration? Like this one kid, I say kid, I don't know why I call every human a kid, but this one kid is like originally my cousin's friend, but just known him on and off for a long time. Like, he travels through like the whole freaking country on bike and motorcycle, and so he's rarely this way, but I've been wanting to plan a fishing thing, and it's crazy. Like, when I got it back into fishing, I didn't really have that many people I knew personally to message and be like, hey, do you want to fish ever? And so I messaged him, and he was like, oh shit, like literally just got into fishing, commercial fishing. He was doing commercial salmon fishing. I'm procrastinating this because I don't know how to add the eyes. Like, I don't know if I should do fishing rod, that is. Love wellies rods. Well, I can't wait until things get a little more settled, because I do have a reel picked out. The Redington Behemoth for saltwater here, 8-weight. And for the rod, man, I don't know where to start that. So I was gonna try to save up and get one made by him, and get, now that I'm thinking about it, could get extra tips made. Because I didn't even think about extra tips until I started seeing listings that specified spare tips and stuff. But if anybody has anything to say on the Behemoth, because that's what I've come to land on. Like, okay, so, excuse my ignorance. I haven't used stick-on eyes yet besides the ones I make, which are just glitter. Do I just stick it on and then varnish on top, or resin? Or should I resin first, like in place? Hot rods. I've been setting up some, because right now, like, you know, just like everyone else, broke as hell, but that's alright. So I've been trying to make setups for the area with what I have. I'm not sure, like, when to use, or when a short rod would be advisable. Like, what setting is a shorter rod advisable? Like, I get like cramped areas, but like what the tactile differences between all that. Because I got just an ugly stick Tigerlight, and I just wanted something big for a live bait and to kind of sit out there. I can't cast it at all. It's so rigid. So maybe on a boat or something, or like if someone comes with, they could use that. That's like, that has this like stronger arms or stronger cast or whatever. Because I can't get it like 2 feet. Like, can't cast 2 feet with it. Wait, why was Randy K muted? It was a bad stuff? I don't think that was like innuendo. I think the only like reason to hide someone is if like they're harassing like one of y'all, because I don't really give a shit. Like, and as long as it's not like, like, I try to be gracious and like take a compliment or whatever, but yeah, I'm like so far gone that looks are the most fleeting thing in existence, and I like the sentiment and stuff like that, but it's also just like I don't know, like not a distraction, but like it doesn't catch fish. I hate to be my dad's dad, but my dad tried to hide some weed plants in his dad's tomatoes, and he ripped them out, and my dad asked where his plants went, in which his dad responded, if it doesn't grow tomatoes, it's out of here. So, you know. The problem is for me, it's just like everything is moving so slow, but that's why I'm not straying from anything. I'm very easily distracted, and like when I go out I'm like at the point I wear a hat and sunglasses, and I've never been so focused in my life, and I ask myself very little questions. If I want to do something, I'll just assume there's a reason, because I'm a firm believer, like there's people for every position, and they're naturally inclined to those positions. Hey man, Samu Bob, I really appreciate that. Travel is overrated, and you know, well, like I love like travel and stuff, but my ideal form of travel would, to be totally honest, to bring an RV or trailer so I can have a workspace and then go for like a week or two, or like go in a random direction and just stay overnight. Doesn't matter if it's in the car or what, and then come back like a random direction. Quite like doing that, like getting off at a random train station and stuff and wandering. But especially for me here, not trying to brag, but it's not like a thought process I've had for a long time. This is a tourist area, and so there's never a shortage of things to do. And same thing in all y'all's areas. Like that Raymond Thoughts of Mine channel, like lives in Ohio. There's like probably stuff that northern folk want to do here that I don't even think about. And then there's stuff that like I just think like if you have this, how could you uh like um like have a void? You live in a postcard type of thing, but it's totally, I mean, people could think that like here or anything. It's just like an outside looking in a picture. Of course, it's ideal and you don't see the leaks and the cracks and that kind of stuff in everyone's personal life and what they can't make happen in their areas, or can. But yeah, like we don't have mountains or, I mean, rivers or creeks or gold or stuff like that. Coffee enjoyer. Oh, Randy was speaking. See, there was slight variation between the messages, so, and I'm not trying to assume anything. I just assumed there was a little bit of alcohol involved. Like it's kind of how I used to type, honestly. Yeah, coffee enjoyer is gonna get. I think it's either. Well, that would have been a dumb thing to say. It's either going to be very cold this winter or not that cold at all. Jesus Christ, I should run for the presidency. But, that wasn't saying anything about anyone, Jesus. My mom told me that in second grade I quoted George Bush a few times, which obviously have zero recollection. But to this day, I watch compilations of that man, and to this day, I would like to meet him. I have no horse in this race. I have checked out since day one. I've changed very little, like, throughout my entire life, like, as far as how I think about things, and, like, I'm never gonna hate, like, a person, if that makes sense. There's obvious exceptions. They're really redundant, like, obvious exceptions. But I just, that is not good for your body, and it's, like, very, like, almost like self-harm in a way to irrationally hate someone. And it really takes a lot of energy. Because you have to justify it mentally, or else you're just like, why don't you like that person? Oh, just because? Well, Jesus Christ, you're letting your soul, like, dissolve into acid? Because you don't even know why? It's wild. But, like, again, like, I always say it is, like, life's really short, and at the end of the day, like, you could go your whole day, like, freaking out about this and that, but you don't see it, like, without the phone, like, it's, and then also you have to, like, look at all these different angles of the same story, because even in news media that, like, rides along my personal bias, which everyone has, I still watch, like, as many views as I can, like, you know, if you watch the news coverage, then watch Asmongold discuss it a little bit, and then watch that Vosh guy discuss it a little, as examples, you know, We Are Change, just, like, random, just totally random people. And obviously, if they show a clip in the news, watch the entire clip, because it's much like Bible verses, which, nothing wrong with Bible verses, but sometimes they're used in, you know, not the most honest ways. Like, if you read the next sentence, it changes the context. But, you know, I don't really pay too much mind to that, because it's, like, usually message based, and, like, I am a fan of free association, which you could zone out into anything, a page, a radio, and, like, trigger your subconscious. So it doesn't matter what the context of the trigger is at all. It just matters what it triggers. They tell things, but yeah. It's pretty hilarious. Like, years ago, I used to cackle, and it used to grind my soul so hard not having someone to cackle with over it. Because this is but like 10 years ago. You can go to CNN, watch the story, wait for Fox to air the same story, polar opposite. And, like, this is before the fear started setting in of realizing, like, oh, holy shit, this is all very real and very big and very now. So I just, I don't understand why they made us read, like, 1984 and Grapes of Wrath, like, and it's wild. It's like going through a like a prank, like one of the scary ones. And at the end, like, all the, like, crew comes out to tell you, like, it's kind of like that. I feel like the crew's about to come out, because everything lines up so much, and it's really hard not to talk about. And that's why I, like, vicariously live through other streams, because nothing is talked about enough that I really want to know about, and it's just gotten so scary. And, like, the drones these days, weaving through bamboo, like, they're hummingbirds. It's just so wild. And then I realized, wow, there really isn't anywhere to hide, but shit, there's a lot more better places to die. Like, it is. Won't ever need to watch another film ever again. Maybe besides that lighthouse movie, but that's because there's a mermaid in it and a lighthouse, so. Simple man. But let me run real quick. And as you can see, I have not been able to focus at all. Like, I try to keep my hands busy, but sometimes there's just too much in my mind for my hands, like my mouth has to move instead. Oops. Anyway, I'll be right back. Oops. Alright, still procrastinating the eyes. Let me put some of this to cement this in. Yeah, really. And too, sometimes also not assuming anything when if I'm like not, you know, if English isn't somebody's first language, they tend to use like recycle words and stuff. I spend a lot of time on italki or tandem. Used to anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna use some of the I wish. I'm dying to get out there. Big bad. I want to go at night. Alright, so resin. think I just put it on and then I put resin on top. But maybe here. Wow, look at the fumes. Yeah, that's a light. I can't even look at, well, yeah, I can't look at it. Ripped up like a douche and a remembrance, blinded by love. It's gonna be good. Then it's just not loose materials back there. Those are a little bit more rigid. Oh shit, I don't know why I used that one, but it's okay. Wow. Jesus, what am I doing? Turn that fan on. Oh, I learned something. Shit. It's okay. I'm gonna do the exact same on the other side so it's uniform. But the resin, so close to the light, it caused the sticker to curl. Look at that. Okay, so that's so a little bit more security. colors going around. God, I fricked this eye up so bad. Really bad. Oh. Well, that's gonna take some practice. Let that chill for a second. I'll bet I wouldn't mind some more.
Did you have the heat on?
No.
Huh?
No.
It smells like.
Oh, it's this. The resin.
It's on?
No, the resin.
Oh, okay. I saw something burning. That's what woke me up. I'm like, oh my god, something on fire. I was dreaming all kind of weird, trippy dreams.
Oh, I bet.
Okay. I like the light. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the pens, honey.
Yeah. So, I kind of slopped up the eyes a little bit. A lot. But they're not going anywhere. So I'm gonna let that chill for a second and get it wet. And see how that does. Yeah, God, I miss having dreams, but they're just too chaotic. I'm not even just saying that. got me some proof, because I went to sleep the other day at a regular time, well, kind of regular time. What is happening? You got some Loctite, because that movement is take a picture. Ah, Jesus Christ, I forgot that was plugged in. Oh, I can't wait for the eyes. I've just been not really wanting to make eyes at all. I'm finally out of the ones I made forever ago. Well, almost. This side's eye is not as butchered. But again, that's mainly for my eyes. I really like how this came out. Bluegill-ish vibe. Yeah, I do want to make a bluegill, because I have this leftover from a what is that called? Post fly kit, and this with the orange. This on the like this with the orange on the bottom, and then get creative with the body would be ideal. But not too sure. God, I love the shape. Sometimes it when it goes well the first time I get like color the eye with black, I think the orange part. And these ones are just stickers. The ones that I ordered are a little more 3D. Freaking super impactful. But man, that's sloppy. I don't know how the memories just dissolve as soon as I try to put the information to practice. Like, I need to figure out what channels might be fine with me watching while I am tying, so I could tie along to stuff. Because there's certain structures that I have to, like, tie along to. Hey, Wooly. Oh, I read the comment first. Yeah. I'm not sure how similar it is to that type of resin. However, this is made here in America, UV Crafts. And it's just uvcraft.com, I think. Yep. And another really good one is Mr. Resin. If you need bulk or a really big bottle, it's $30 and it comes with a light. And like if you experimenting, making eyes, because I forgot it, but I have some resin molds that are for like gemstones or whatever, but can make really nice eyes with those. The only reason I haven't is because of the light. Now that I got a light, I have to dig out the molds and everything. But here, let me run out here real quick and just get some more coffee and then zoom on out. I'm not too sure. I have to send a picture of this rod to my buddy, the male side. Every time I end up liking the thing, it's like I can't move on from it. Ah, should tie another one. The only reason why I hate like not having a direction, because like I don't know what to tie and when and how much of what have you, because I haven't really tested any of them yet, and too many misconnections. It's heating up. Whew. Is this? So, about a year into learning how to tie, and within that year, like a bunch of chaos, so a little behind. I wish I was a little bit more efficient, but will be eventually. I have a lot to test. I've took a lot off this board because, you know, after like every month that goes by, kind of start tying something a little bit differently, and then I kind of move on from whatever I was really excited about previously, like tying wise, because I kept all my first flies that I've tied. I don't have any with me. I do have the Wally wings. It's the closest I've ever gotten to Wally wings, and I didn't even finish it. Chaos is highly welcome here. And the blue head, but got these to test. These are all the ones the last few months. Last few streams. Still haven't tied more of these for some reason. But this is the one. I'm not sure if I should stick with the corded or use GSP. It'd be sweet to use the GSP. It would be so like translucent after using the varnish. Some of that GSP, like the white, it's dead clear. It's invisible after you put resin on it. You don't even have to put resin on it. It's pretty dang invisible. Look at this. Yeah. Gnarly. Okay. So, bucktail. I'll put it in like rainbow order so you can have it like a filing cabinet. been slowly, and like this is a year worth of hoarding materials from eBay, from getting passed down and along stuff. Yeah. And I'm really good at resourcing materials for next to nothing. I could find whatever I need for next to nothing. I've been crafting since I was a kid, and there was never craft stores or anything like that. And like the few that there were more like fabric and sewing, which I really want to learn how to sew. So now I'll get silica packs for in here. I'll get some wicked gradations because I could just grab them as I go. And I get a lot of lots. Like, I'll look up fly tying materials lot or bucktail lot. And not all of them are new. Some of them are pretty used. But I know myself really well. And I know for a 100% fact I'll be doing this probably for the rest of my life. So might as well be prepared, which is also one of the only mottos I try to live by. Oh, okay. Maybe this will be all for, don't mind my... If the world's ending, I'm gonna be comfortable. And armed. So... This is deer belly, and I recently scored the last few colors that I wanted for the pattern that I wanted. But I didn't expect it to come so lush. It's so long. It was like $14 and got a huge bag of deer belly. And man, like I set these alarms on eBay months ago. Like, I just forget that I'm looking for something, and then I'll find it. But I'm curious, like, is this fine to keep them out? Like, what bugs attack stuff like this? And what can I put in here to ensure that doesn't happen? This is kind of neat. It looks like an isometric cube almost. That way I don't have to constantly take these off the shelf, and these I can use for tools. Stuff that I'm not using as frequent as this stuff. And then this chair is really... I don't like sitting in chairs like this. I like sitting in chairs like it's the floor. Will bugs eat this stuff? Because I think that would finally seal my casket, that's for damn sure. Every bit of my sanity rides on these materials right now. Grab it. So grab it, and it'll fit just like that. So all organized. The one thing I don't like about the big drawers is the stuff tends to get buried. I keep unplugging this phone. And I keep waiting for it to be charged so I could see the comments. If the hide was tanned, it should be fine. Oop. I haven't tried dyeing fur yet. Be ready for anything, yeah. That's kind of what I've been trying to do in here. See, when I was a kid, I was really into camping and stuff like that, and then I discovered prepping, which was essentially like just camping gear on crack. And like I even have a generator. I'm 2-stroke ready, microwave ready. But for the most part, and like to this day, like if my friends need a tool, I might not have had the most organized apartments, all right, but any tool you needed, if you also needed a dress for a certain occasion, so never got either back either, but that's all right. Oh, bucktail chunks. Oh. I know I'm going to be using bucktail for pretty much the rest of my life, so having it like that is ideal. I hate that feeling. Ugh. On the floor. The feeling of like adhesive tape. I don't know what it is about it. Because it's just, I'm trying to, I just want 2 walls of drawers, because then I can, you know, in theory, but I don't think these will be good for feathers or anything like that. Marabou. Put this on so I can stand up. I'm 5'9", I'm not that tall, but ooh, okay. I'll put, ew, ah. God damn, that's gross. Because I could use these for hair wings. And then this consolidates 2 bins. I got resin in my hair the other day and I had to cut it out, and now my hair is in my face at all times. So that would be dry stuff. No. I'll probably actually put these with the deer hair. Like a paint palette, so I don't have to keep thinking about like the accessories. Yeah. Oh, see? Yeah, I needed this setup. There's stuff I freaking forget about. There it is, the quill. I keep meaning to get the zebra, the hollow zebra on the flysmith. That's gorgeous. Nighttime fish, no, I pass. Really? I haven't done much nighttime fishing except on the bridge. I'm really night blind though. It's infuriating. My dream is to have a just shoot. Like a fishing group that's constantly forming, because you know everybody's schedule is totally different at all times. So I have to be anyway. But it's really organic how like a group of people could form, and like that game of life where like the thing's bouncing and it hits other things. I saw videos like in passing someone was watching. It was interesting. Well, maybe this should be like hard material, like big material. Oops. You are excused. Freaking chair sucks. Ugh. Ugh. Just not into that one bit. To the hackle feathers, because that's another thing used pretty much all the time. And these, for the most part, were in unmarked bags, so I just took them out for ease of use. The colors that just kind of pop up. My hair is driving me nuts. I gotta get a haircut. I usually just cut my own hair, but now I'm kind of afraid of doing that. If I like disappear, it's because I messed up my hair, okay? Because I've done that also. I usually always had bangs because then you don't have to worry about your hair in your face ever. And I just really didn't care. Like, I would just kind of cut them out of my face, like cut the hair out of my face. But it just didn't go well once, I guess. And then once I went to get my hair cut and asked, like, shoulder length, like a cartoon, like if you were to draw a cartoon lady, like shoulder length. Worse than Snow White, the cartoon version. My hair was to here. I couldn't put my hair up. I went fishing with my dad and I was cussing the whole time because like my hair was just in my face. So it's gonna be really nice not having all of these bins. Yeah. Almost forgot about those bad boys. These are shrimp bodies by the Fly Smith. Pretty sweet that there's just, you know, it's sweet to see like materials come out and stuff like that. Which I've been following Culture Hustle for a long time. They're one of my favorite materials companies, I guess you could say. Yeah, there's the tinsel, which I'm just gonna string onto a piece of wire to hang on that hanger. But oh, no, one more. All this could be used for other stuff now. Trying to like driving me nuts a little bit, and maybe Marabou can go in here. Oh yeah, got a lot of screwdrivers in there. I have a lot of tools to organize up there, and I needed storage really bad. But these do not hold up well for tools. The bins themselves are fine, but the frame itself falls apart. So figured I would just switch out. At first I wasn't too stoked on that deep, like the big drawers, but perfect. Alright, so tails will go with the bucktail chunks and rabbit fur. I always wanted my living space to be a factory, like for whatever. I don't care if it was Christmas ornaments. I really like digging for shite. No one will hire me as a free archaeologist. I have not applied anywhere. But I've always wanted a living space that had all the stations to complete whatever product or object, whether it be jewelry, Christmas ornaments, anything made with hands and fibers and interesting materials that the scraps could also be used for other stuff. And this I got to go with fluorescent yellow for chartreuse. This. I need to know what this coloring is called. I know teal, but brutally stoked on that color. Alright. I am going to put those in a bag, though. Tape. Yeah. And eventually, when I get this cleared, I'm going to go and grab that 8-foot table to use. And that way, there'll also be plenty of room in case anybody else would like to tie flags. You know, kind of like if they build it, or if you build it, they will come type thing. So I've been trying to plan a bunch of like different areas out back. My dad used to like, wanted to rent that out as an apartment for income, because he knew he wasn't going to be able to work anymore, like irrigation wise. But just never got around to it. However, I figure it better to make it a guest house and eventually I'm going to make the whole thing a cottage, because the garage, it's such a small amount of garage left, and I'm going to make a different thing for the washer and dryer. This fur is like fur for dubbing. But, alright, I think that's about as good as I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, also got some gloves. I never see size small or medium, and medium fit perfectly, so small would have been too small anyway. I could officially carry heavy stuff without cutting the shite out of myself. Anytime I need leather gloves, they're always huge. They look like cooking mitts or baseball gloves, like a catcher's glove. They do smell like piss. There's a ton of like scrap metal back there that I have to move immediately, and it's been a joy. Maybe I should also put these up there and put the schleppen in there before I forget it and lose it forever. Yeah, even if inspiration isn't had, I'll just organize and just keep interacting with whatever I want my life to be. Not to get distracted. Very easily distracted. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies and stuff, and I could kind of see myself going in a lot of directions. And that's, I feel like not a surefire way, but a decent way to end up in no direction at all. And I used to like having a lot of hobbies because I could cross-breed them, if you will. Like, use a bunch of different techniques in something, so it's not just like a crochet shirt or something. It's like got needlepoint embroidery and Maybe some metal smithing, like beads or something. But then I wasn't getting like decently good at anything in particular. I was just kind of getting like beginner at a bunch of random stuff. And just enough is enough. And a year in November. It'll be a full year in November. Every single day. I said it was going to be a complete conversion. I know myself pretty well. You know myself for a while. But, yeah, man. Y'all, shoot. So, the last thing I think is just chenille. And that would be nice to have. These were $15, which I'll take it. The stuff is really light. And, get a wall of these and like have them be matching. But I'll get one more for the chenille because it'll be flash, anything like yarny or velvety, and then dubbing. And then everything is slowly but surely. Yeah. I hate that the world's falling apart, and I'm just like, that's some nice stuff. And now that it's like even, you know, it could be a temporary hat. But I've known about flipping logs for a long time. Like if you're like feeling distressed or like in one of those rage outs where like you're about to punch a wall and either break something or your hands, and like flipping over a log is solid advice, because your mind, it gets instantly hijacked in the lives of like all these things that instantly start scurrying. Some don't. And that there is also slipping on rocks for some reason that ends up you know, ripping me out of a bad mood. Slip on some rocks. And I could rid myself of this mountain. That way this stuff could be here and not take up too much room. Feels so early. It's driving me nuts. I should just cut bangs, because then at least, you know, it's not like 4 strands of hair and poking my eye all day. And I did remember to get new zip ties. Mine are just a little too dry rotted. I cut the flash because it's a little bit hard to manage. It's like 20 inches long. And so I looked at them. Some stop too far out, like from the clip, and it's gotta be as tight as I could possibly get a zip tie because of how thin the material is. And alright, phone's back on. Fly fishing? Yeah, I'm just rambling tonight. I'm 6 foot. No, I'm 5'9". Just a few inches off. Pre-vet? What does pre-vet mean? I always forget. Man, I'm looking tired. I cannot wait to get outside though. Every day I have a little bit more energy is all I can say. I've been going through these paintings out there. it's just there's so many piles, and when you're doing like a full organization, it's gonna get way worse before it starts getting better and feeling better inside. And you just gotta embrace the suck, like just like any other situation. And that Marie Kondo book, The Art of Tidying Up or some shit, but that solid pretty much. That's kind of like an intuitive, especially if you have a lot of objects and stuff, grouping everything that's the same together first and then sifting through it is ideal, because every time I used to organize, you'd come across, like, say a flashlight. Oh man, I need this, I don't know when I'll need it, even though it's dead, or this, it just needs this. But when I group all the flashlights together, and then they end up in all different places, group all the flashlights together, I could pawn some off on friends, or toss any that don't work, and then they end up like, it just, yeah. And then I learned too to not dig for things if I lose something. I don't mean digging for something to wear, because my closet's always in a sad state, but like if you lose something, like your keys or something, do not dig for them. Just pick up the area you think you lost them. Just organize it. You'll zone out and instantly find it. And you'll end up with an organized area. Sometimes I won't organize an area until I lose something in it. But that's only because, you know, I always lived alone, so like I didn't really have to. Like my first apartment that, really big for an apartment, I mean it was a freestanding house, 2 bedrooms. One was just crafting stuff. And it was $875 with a mango tree. And when the rent went up and I started struggling real good with that, the mango tree stopped producing mangoes. Yeah. So. Oh man, I appreciate that. It's a Greek Athena. Or Athenian. I forget what century. It was my great grandma's. It was her. See, I'm not too sure what these little chains hold. Let me grab one. Shoot, do I have them with me? Well, it's these little chains. One has a oblong ring and quite wide, like this big. And then the gold chain's a few inches. And on the end of the other side is another oblong ring. However, it splits, and it's a C shape, 2 C shapes. Because then when it is in its closed position, the piece doesn't slip open. It's a really sweet design for. Yeah, I always thought it was a bracelet. I'm like, dang, this woman had some small wrists. But then I started looking at it and I was like, no, this isn't a closure. This attaches to one thing, maybe a button, and then the other thing holds something. And I can't really know, I don't know how. Part of me wants to say gloves, because I know, but I think that's a clip. This is a C-shape clasp. Yeah, I'll try to remember. A little sloppy on the eyes, but make sure they're super cured, so when I touch them, they're not like a little matted. I can, Sammy Bobo. That's probably all I could remember on the guitar anymore. And that's because that's what I learned like in the beginning of learning. Like I remember more the songs I played in middle school than I do like any song I learned recently. I can't sing though, one bit. And I'm not very good at guitar either. But I did remember I could play radio, but not well. And not right either, I don't think. Oop. Shaking like a dog shitting razor blades. Waking. Yeah. I do remember. It's about time that I've come clean with you. No longer fine. No longer running smooth. I can't remember the lyrics even though. And I never like played any of these in front of like anybody besides the homeless people downtown Lake Worth. So they used to get all kinds of Alkaline Trio, Regina Spektor, just the most random. And they dug it highly. They were very supportive. But yeah. They had no filter, so I was able to like, I don't know. I knew a few of them though. Oh yeah. It hasn't, shoot, how does it go? It hasn't been that long since you drank to the sunset until it was dawn. And with it came a pain and fear to slowly grow contact more and more with every beer. And we passed down each. I can't remember the lyrics. Sorry about that, indeed. Yeah, oh my gosh. I remember, well, my friend was a part of the Blood Pact, if anyone remembers that, if you remember that, Sam Bobo. It was just their, like, fan club. They had one. That shit is worth so much now. I still have one shirt, but I was looking for one of the hoodies they used to have that I got passed down, and guys, like $273. Holy trucks! Can't remember. I wonder if it's hard to play in close. I really wonder how people play with cold hands. Oh, this one's 2 chords. This house is full of ears, but I can't talk to anyone. They've heard this one 1,000 times. Most exciting thing I do, hang halfway out a 3rd floor window. Maybe throw lit cigarettes down. Maybe I'll catch fire. Something warm to hold me, something pure to burn away the darkness that hides inside my mind. All that evil shit's not hard to find. I guess I only claim. This house is full of eyes, but I can't look at anyone who's seen this face 1,000 times. Most relaxing thing I do, hang halfway out a 3rd floor window, look at rocks if I fall out, but maybe I'll fall hard. Something dumb to break me, something sharp to rip inside my insides and bleed out all this pain. Sorry, I don't even know your name. I guess for me it's, I can't play that well. It is worth practicing again because I really value at least knowing songs that you like personally, because then when you're like camping or something, you can feel silence a little bit more full bodily, you know, instead of having headphones on, which I've been trying to avoid headphones a little bit. Oh, I don't know if anybody remembers Silver Jews. I can't remember any other than in 1984 I was hospitalized for approaching perfection. Slowly screwing my way across Florida, had to make a correction. Broken and a smoking where the infrared deer plunge into digital snake. I tell you, they make it so you can't shake hands if they make your hands shake. I know you like to line hands. Everything's so democratic and cool, but baby, this is out of tune really bad. I asked a picket. I asked a painter why the roads are colored black. He said, Steve, it's because people leaving now highways can bring them back. I'm just like remembering who I used to sing these to, which were like, you know, definitely not lucid at the time, so it's like, you know. But there's this one dude named Willow, and, you know, they were all alcoholics, obviously. But he would always have a guitar, and when he'd sleep, he would have to tie it to him, because he would pass out, and he would have to tie the guitar to his shoes or pants, and it would always be gone the next day, but he'd always find another one. And he called himself the hippie from hell, and he had a few songs, but I only remember the dumpster one, which was in the dumpster you could do just as you feel. In the dumpster you can have yourself a meal. In the dumpster, as long as no one squeals, it's a dumpster. It's just a, and then he would twirl and say it's just a dumpster. Yeah, I miss that guy. And the other guy was man, he was really quiet and like, but when he got to talking, he was a POW for like years straight, and in the Vietnam War, and he passed away. He bit his tongue in his sleep, and it got infected and it swelled. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to get back into little tunes like campfire tunes, because it's all just like a few chords, and the vibrations against your chest. It's a really nice thing. And I've been farting around on guitar since I was a kid, and I have not gotten much better. So I really just like it as kind of another activity. Like, I can't strum. I try to do some form of finger picking with just 2 fingers, and they're just like essentially like button mashing, but guitar strings. And I like instruments though, fine. I like playing piano a lot more. Had to get rid of the piano in the front, just sacrifices. There's a back room that has a pool table, and it's a big Baldwin. It's got ball retrieval, and there's like Bud Light and Budweiser posters everywhere, and a big giant Bud Light bottle over the pool table, and it's a light. But man, everybody's like, first thing was like, let's get rid of the pool table now. No. What? This is Florida. The power goes out every 2 seconds. This is infinite fun and strategy. There's no way. Pool table stays. So I've been trying to clear around there because there's a bunch of just furniture in that. And that furniture I'm putting in, there's a room right here, or next to this room, that was my old childhood room actually. And the garage has a room, but both need a lot of work. The garage really does. This is already, it's just a room, like, and furniture. And it's got this really big teak shelf. Oh, I can just show it. Eek, stepped on the thing. I found some little Donkey Andy shorts, so I'm gonna try to get some shorts. Still haven't figured out what this is for. This is the biggest weight clip I've ever seen though. It almost looks like laundry clips. If anybody collects antiques or vintage antiques, those old laundry bag clips, they're essentially big safety pins. So they don't really kind of look like that, but also I was recently gifted this and found this, which is pretty sweet. It's an organ, and this is a big iron spike. Pretty nice. I have to, oh dear, I have to get the headlamp. For some reason, my dad had put a cat sticker on his door. So, hello, light. Yeah, I'm ready though, and can't. Oh yeah, here's the metal detector. I can't get it working. It just seizes. And cooking stuff is in here, and got plenty of coolers to bring. But yeah, you'll see. So I gotta finish getting all this stuff out, and it's all in piles. I've been sorting these mirrors. This is a waterfall that is not necessary, but yeah. And then tomorrow, this whole corner will be clear, and then the locker thing goes in here, which is like a wardrobe. But this is sweet. I could try to make tags. This is a great chenille sorter. You know, you can have all your cactus chenille in here, all your new age chenille from Flores Jigs in here. I do. I have to be very careful because there's an odd collection of pornographic films in here. I guess somebody was throwing them away. My dad used to do resale and like was getting into resale. Oh, well, it's technically nudity or whatever. But my aunt's best friend painted that. This is a print of it. And she drove it down. My grandpa's sister, which is not really my aunt. For some reason I call her my aunt. But she drove it down to Florida for my grandpa. My grandma was pissed. Which I thought was pretty funny. And yeah, so this tiny little Lake Worth room. My dad and I found this in the garbage too. Or maybe it was at a yard sale. But we got it for like $2 or free because, and it might have been like a end of a yard sale. It was all knotted up and Seth was just straightening it out. Find a bunch of those. But see, there's tons of these just these are the ones I liked. Well, this one I was just curious as to why someone put a piece of New, or just a picture of New Orleans on a piece of slate. I'm like, there must be a reason. Maybe the slate is from New Orleans, which in that case, New Orleans is one of the places I really must go. Anywhere near the Mississippi, anywhere near the Lake Poncha something. But yeah, if you need any WD-40, stuff sucks apparently. I wish I knew why. Yeah. Oh, Adonis, I have not even started. Like, well, I have, but I have to do it in such small stages because of the garbage. It's one garbage can. And so what I've been doing is trying to organize all the bits and get all the obvious trash out, and like all mail I've been trying to stack together because it needs something to burn. It's not like firewood's really easy to find in this area, but I mean it is in the back alleys. Anyways, I am going to probably try to figure out something to do with the rest of these bins and then probably get to sleep at a regular time. Try to ease the bags under my eyes a little bit because I've been up all night and I wake up really early still and then accidentally might fall asleep on a chair sitting. Hey, Zoidberg! That is, what are the odds of that? That is really kismet. I was wondering how you've been, and it's funny. I feel like Zoidberg got summoned by the slate. Right on. Yeah, back at my parents' house, well, my mom's house now, and she doesn't want anything to do with it. And I jokingly said that, hey, why don't we turn this into like a communal spot? And she was like, oh yeah, that sounds fine. Are you gonna get the pool table back going? Because the garage don't really want to take the risk renting it. And I was gonna find somebody with like a CNC machine or something like that that might need a place in order to operate it, and that way I don't have to like do anything. Because it's cement floor. I don't know what to do, and I was gonna also just load it up with tools and like make it kind of a thing like that, but it's in the alley, so that's not gonna last long. my bike that I was really stoked on got bolt cutted out of here, so. And it's not even a bad area, it's a really good area, but it's still a really congested area. But yeah, I haven't been the most productive. And I can't say that really, it's just because the productivity is so slow right now that it feels like not getting anywhere. But like, my dad would grab a beer box, whatever tools he needed for that job. I'm talking about at the very end, because before he had work trucks and everything was meticulous, this and that. But last few years, he grabbed just whatever he needed for any job. But a lot of those just ended up in corners, and a bunch of parts and stuff like that. Because my dad, like, hoarded tools and materials. All of his friends do trades, and my dad quite prided himself on having anything that anybody needed on the spot. So I kind of want to carry on that tradition. And anyway, just like, you know, to keep it up like a productivity paradise. A personal productivity paradise. Like out back, there's going to be a smelting station, not only for lead, but for also other stuff. I get, you know, urges to like make something like specific, and like a lot of times I'll take a bunch of different, and like the metal smithing, I haven't been able to do that because of living on the second floor. There's nowhere to hammer, like, and so could finally break the anvil out, and I did zero in on a dapping set, and it's the most I want the round, but also the flat and squared. So, you know, I've been wanting one of these for like 10 years, and you can use it to make anything, and to fix anything, to reshape anything, and it's just metal forming. It's a metal forming set. I was over right on. Yeah, man, it's been a wild, wild last few, however long, but at least like could keep distracted and just, you know, give up in the best way possible. So like, what I mean by that is like kind of like taking the boundaries out of the backyard or something, because could always like and like also like when people come to Florida, like Randy, like when I come to Florida to work, he would have had to find a hotel or a motel, which would have been a pain in the ass. And for instance, he would have been more than welcome, which thoughts and prayers to Randy, because he was in a bad wreck a few days ago, and I know that sometimes like the pain hits you a few days after, but the car was completely flipped into a creek. Yeah, quite the roller coaster, but I can't wait to get some room in here, and it's gonna get way worse before it gets better, because in order to organize an area, I have to like take all the stuff that doesn't belong in that area and put it somewhere, and I can't just hold it all so it's not in a pile elsewhere, but you just do that and then keep doing that, and then the pile like gets moved, but every time you move that pile, whatever area it was in has absorbed the objects of that pile that is supposed to be in that area. So it just, everything gets organized that way, like down to screws and drill bits. Because I cannot stand when it just like gets all. I used to do that sometimes, you know, throw everything like in a bin, but now I can't. Like I used to throw all sewing stuff together, but now like, and I don't even sew, and that stuff is, this shit is organized meticulously. I don't sew yet, I should say, but did you say something else? Oh, good night, Brick Rob. God, I'm sorry. I don't mean to miss like a lot of stuff. Hunting stuff, yeah, I remember. Jigs. I'm maxed out on the ability to be stoked, because I got, I think, decent size. I couldn't find 4mm. 3.8 is the closest, so I'm guessing that's gonna be pretty much it. And like perfect, like, you know, I'm not gonna miss the 0.2mm. But those in a few colors, and the jig hooks, which did not have. However, I do have some meaty jig hooks, thumper shrimp hooks, and to be totally honest, I just don't know where to start on them. And if there's like a specific pattern, I'm more than happy to try to tie it. These are beautiful though. I must add hooks. And they're beautiful to tie on. Like there's that bar, super easy to cut off. Shoot, I forget who gifted me the balls to do that, because I was suffering and need a better tool for it. But these, a few sizes, and then we'll have proper fly jigs or jig hooks for little jigs and perdigons. Oh, hunting stuff. I don't think I have a single negative association with any of y'all. Which is like, yeah. I feel like the fly tying community, like if all like the groups of people, the fly tying community should get like a, what's it called, like a trophy for surviving these last few years intact, and wit and integrity and creativity. It blew my mind. Like I fell into like trying to be hyper aware of like the news and everything like that. And but do you know how much time that eats away? Like time that like you should be like honing in on something, practicing something, getting good at something. Like I was spending a lot of time. and half the time was spent scrolling for the next news like story or video. And that's why I have a very few like streams I watch right now, and I'm trying to keep it to that for a little bit, because man, I don't want to give myself the opportunity to scroll past too many videos right now. It's getting fucked out there. When my friend said there was going to be Civil War, I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I miss those days. Because it's like, what are you talking about? Everyone loves everyone. We're good. Like, and I don't mean like between like races or anything like that. I mean like every identity like that one could get suctioned onto, like barnacle. But you know what they do to barnacles? They scrape them off. Or if it's saltwater barnacles, they'll take them through a freshwater channel, and if they're saltwater, I mean freshwater, vice versa, and I mean they don't just like fall off. I think they still gotta scrape them, but I do try to stay active, which I have not been successful at these last few weeks. I try to use my antsiness to my advantage. Same thing with my like hard time focusing and stuff. I try to just like use it to my advantage, start a few projects, even though that's like advice somebody would say to do the opposite of starting a few projects, but it's too subjective anyway. Like everybody's projects are totally different, and not, or could start a few projects here and not like ruin your life. Or really, yeah. I don't know why I can't like. It's definitely this chair. I hate to place blame on just not being very productive on an inanimate object, but it's definitely this chair. This chair is it feels like sandpaper. Like I'm holding my arm against my leg for balance, so I could have less pressure going downwards, if that makes sense. Like if you're balancing on a boat or something, 3 points of contact, but a different setup here. Because I can't, it's the worst. It's like sitting on a metal grate. There's always, I've thought about that a lot actually, because I have a really hard time getting up in the morning. And honestly, like, I care more about the stuff that I want to do, and like I would gladly sacrifice my whole soul to be able to focus more. So I just don't have insurance, but you don't need insurance because they don't cover it anyway. That's what everybody I know has not everybody, but a lot of people, like throughout life, it's very common. I do exercise regularly, but not like push-ups or anything like that. Moving stuff, yard work, and stretch. I do stretch a lot. And I'm not talking like splits or anything like that. I'm talking like stretching, so like your back, legs, knees, hips, and like your sides and stuff, like that a lot. And if I don't, man, the difference is immediate. My back will sound like those firecrackers, so it feels like anyway. Like, but yeah, hunting and stuff, right on. Yeah, here pretty much every night. I'm trying to come on earlier because I have been coming on at like 4 in the morning and trying to be a little bit more productive, but man, it's not going well. But it's alright. You know, it's nothing that I haven't expected already, so, and, you know, and so I do kind of have a tough it up mentality with stuff like that, and, because, like, man, it's just, life is already, like, so intense that you can't even have a second to even, like, worry or overthink or stuff like that, and, in a way, I'm just, trying to keep my mind occupied at all times, and fall asleep when I'm exhausted so I don't dream. But I don't even want to know what my subconscious is like. I'm gonna put on a projector or whatever. Anyways, I love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Hey, George. 3:20. I usually would be going on right now, but thankfully it finally started at a decent time. But I'm gonna try more of these tomorrow. I don't know what it is about my focus right at this very second, but probably just gonna sit here for a while and stare at it. So, also I did get these. I showed them at the beginning for split. They don't have the water floats near me that you can fill it with water for extra weight, but there's these bad boys, and I haven't looked them up yet in regards to fishing flies with the bait caster in them, but there's lead on it. So the shoreline, see, you have to realize I have no idea what I'm doing. Does that change the fact that I enjoy doing it? No. I'll find out what I'm doing eventually, and banking on that part. But the shoreline, like, won't have to worry about disturbing the surface of the water because it's already disturbed, and I'll be able to cast it farther and do some shrimp maybe, or bait fish, exactly what a bait fish are. So I'm going to use these to just, because how Lantana Beach is structured, there's a lineup of rocks, and there'll be a small channel and then a decently deep channel that goes up and then goes back down to another decently deep channel. And that first channel, it's like a highway of bait fish, and that's where I want to get these and be able to do that. The other thing I was looking for was a spot close enough that I could not be in the water, but at least maybe have access to a dock, because I found a huge section, because there's two things that every habitat has different things, and I'm only beginning learning how to target stuff. Very, very few things do I know, like, in the grand scheme of things. I don't mind one bit. That's what I'll use the rest of my life. I'll never be bored. That's why. And the marshy and brackish areas have the two, like, favorite. So blue crab and sand perch, very similar areas, and the two together, I can't wait anymore. I don't know how to find spots anymore either without getting in trouble, because the crab pot, crab pot part. That's easy, honestly. You just gotta make sure it's deeper than like 4 feet, so it stays under the tide, but it's also not like where boats are gonna hit it or get caught on the rope. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. There's too many things I want to do. I have to continuously narrow it down, or else I'll end up doing nothing. But that's why, as long as I'm stuck at this desk, at least I'll have things to fish whenever I do get out there. So, you know, make the best out of every moment. I have, yeah, anyway. Love y'all. Happy trails. Let me see. 120. So it's Duchess C-section. Whoa. I'm sorry. Every now and then, like, I get thrown off by a group of words, and this is one of them. Simple man. Igor is who I'm quoting there. I'm not just randomly saying simple man, but dude is a gem to humanity. I really regret not getting the shirt or the hats though, because he makes shirts that say simple man, but he had a hat that said simple men. And for some reason that just made me crack up. Anyway, right on, y'all. Happy trails. I love y'all. See y'all very soon.